Hey guys, so we just had about a foot of snow, and I decided I would, I guess, go over how to make the best possible backyard terrain park that you can. So, I guess first off, we'll start with some of the materials you're going to need, some of the tools. So, you're going to need a shovel, obviously, probably a good shovel like this, metal, of course. Not one of those plasticky ones that's meant for shoveling off steps, because those are good for getting large amounts of snow, but when it gets a little bit more crusty like that, it's actually pretty bad. Next, you're going to need some kind of a marking device. Stuff like stakes. I use stakes, orange, because you can see it really well in the snow, obviously, or ribbons, anything like that. Just something to mark, say, jumps and run-ons to rails, because white snow blends in with white snow pretty good. And then some kind of wide sled or a 55-gallon drum full of snow or something like that to kind of pack down the trail before you go, because no one wants to have to run down 5 times before they can actually hit something. Alright, so the first thing we're going to go over is, I guess, the angle of the hill that you're using. So right here I've got a relatively steep hill. It's not the greatest, but it's pretty good actually. You get going pretty fast if you just hit one of the last features. If you want something steeper, then that would be great, but if it's a little bit more shallow, then you're going to want some kind of a run-on. So I just built this out of pallets and some 2x. It's just a pallet on top, something flat, one angled and then another one angled at the bottom. There's been a lot of snow, so you can't really see that one, but it really gets you, I guess, a boost, so you can hit features that are a little bit closer up, and it really gets you going faster. If you want to go for bigger jumps, I don't know, do like 360, 540, or 720, anything like that, off of something bigger, and then you need to be able to get up onto it. Originally I was using a ladder, you just sit your board up here, but now that I have all this snow accumulation, this is a 55-gallon barrel, and it works pretty darn good. So, next, you're going to have your trail over here. I haven't been using this lately, so it's not really beat down, but it isn't that bad, actually. So, the first thing is you're going to want a couple of smaller items, you know, just something to show off with. So, I've got a little bit of a run-on, and then a tire here, kind of a bond, ride over it, do a 180 on it, something quick like that, something you don't need a lot of speed for. Then over here I've got what I call the trough. It's just half of a 55-gallon drum. I've got not really a big run-on. It's meant to be doing always on and whatnot, but it's got a pretty nice drop-off. So if you can get something like this, I know in your area, wherever you are, it might be kind of hard to find certain things, like the tire, probably not, but like pallets, you might have to go buy. I got them for free from a farm, and 55-gallon drums, you can usually find them pretty cheap if you have to buy them, but they're very fun, very useful. You can line them all up, and that's nice. In the drop-off, you can get an extra half spin on there, so that's nice. Then from here, you've got kind of 2 paths to go. That's always nice to have. So first over here, you've got this rail segment, and I know it looks pretty darn low to the ground, but keep in mind it did just snow about a foot. So yeah, I've got my run-on right here. Used a pallet for that. And then I've got the rail. I made these stands out of just some scrap wood, strapping 2x4s, 2x6s, screw it all together, make yourself some stands, and then just lay your pipes on it. If you do not have any type of steel pipe, then you can use some PVC or something like that. Just make sure that you have something in it that will keep it strong when you're going over it, and you may need a couple more supports near the middle and near the end. This actually looks like it defies physics, but on that end, it's actually secured pretty good. So I can put all my weight on it, just like that, and it doesn't do a thing. Yes, I do have a superior sense of balance. So anyway, yeah, just you gotta work on your stands. If you get those down, you can pretty much put up anything you want. Then I guess the other path right here is I'm gonna make you kind of have to curve around here. This is what I have. You can do whatever you want. 3, 4, 5 different trails. So from here, you've got a couple options. It's always nice to have things that branch off. So first, you can do, I don't know, 360, because you kind of turn for a snowboard. Do a 360 off of this. It's a pretty big jump. You can get a couple of good grabs. And it's nice powdery behind it, so that's always good. You always want to have powder behind your jumps, or a nice downhill slope. Right here it kind of flattens off, so I have to keep putting powder on it so I don't destroy my ankles. Then over here, you can't really see, but I got another pallet under here, and then I've got this. I call it the double barrel. It's just 2 pipes, and it is actually really cool to hit. because you can do a lot more tricks on it, just a little bit more stable. It'd be nice to have just a flat piece of steel, but that is not really easy to find, and if you do, then it's going to be expensive. Then it's at a bit of a drop-off, and again, keep in mind, this is a lot higher than it looks. Then after that, at the end, I've got this little jump, just something, I don't know, to spice up your run a little bit. So you always want to have a little something at the end. So yeah, this is set up for a boarder, and actually, I forgot one more thing. When you come off this, you can always branch over and do this rail. I like these rails that kind of go up at an angle. You can do a little trick on the end after it, like a grab or anything like that. But it's not really that good for skiers because, I mean, you can't really ollie on skis and you can't ride straight on. So I guess if you wanted to make something like that for skis, you'd have to have a snow run-on and then a gap and then be able to land on it, but you'd only be able to do that if you were kind of sealed. So I guess most of this stuff you could do on skis like this. You just jump right up on, spin 90 degrees, and hit that. This jump, obviously. And I guess this rail over here you could use for skis. You could just kind of run up the side of it, spin 90, or do whatever you wanted. I know a guy that he can actually just ride straight on it. He keeps his legs so close together, he can kind of, I don't know, I guess, cradle right on that. Then this, I guess all the rest of it you can do on skis, so a lot of this stuff is interchangeable, honestly, which is good, especially if you have some ski friends come over. But, like I said, most of it's meant for boarders, and I guess it's like the simplest method you can use for doing different things, but I've always wanted to have something over here. I don't know, I'm thinking like what's the name of it? A half pipe or something like that, you know? Or just put a couple pallets. That doesn't have to be very high, but I was thinking about turning that far jump into a quarter pipe, something at the very end, but I decided to just leave it because every time I hit that or that, I always do something off of that. So, yeah, I guess this is basically all that you really need to know. Just some rails, some tires, whatever you feel comfortable with to start out, and kind of a long trail. You know, you don't really want to get bored, and if you have the funds, then go for like a T-bar or something like that. Just get a $100 engine, Harbor Freight or Lowe's, whatever. Get a couple ropes, rig yourself up something. That would really save a lot of time and energy. Have a lot more fun with it. But yeah, this is pretty much it. Just run in, features, have it in segments, and of course something at the end. And I guess just be safe, always wear a helmet, have fun.